Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Cliff. I am a licensed real estate broker in the state of Washington. Now, normally my job is to help either buyers purchase a home or sellers sell a home. But what I've noticed recently is there's very little information for those sellers out there who really don't want to sell their home. In fact, they never want to sell it, and they're not quite sure how to go about keeping buyers away. So today, I'm going to present to you the top 10 tips in keeping buyers from buying your home. Tip number 1, make sure your home stinks. Don't want to sell it? Then the best way to keep buyers from making an offer is to make your home smell as bad as possible. I suggest closing up your windows. Keep any venting from moving any air. Invite a couple of your chain-smoking friends over and close them in for a couple of days. When the walls turn yellow and the whole place smells like an ashtray, you're good to go. The other absolutely perfect way to make sure that your home stinks is bring some stray animals home. It's good for them. You feed them for a couple of days. They pee and poop everywhere. You keep the windows closed, the venting closed. You are good to go. This is particularly a good way to go in the summertime. Now, tip number 2, post guard dogs in the house or in the yard. Small dogs will work, but big dogs just have that little extra something. Buyers don't really care if they are friendly. You know, they have no idea whether a 100-pound Cujo running towards them wants to tear their face off or lick them and roll around in front of them. So, big dogs, little dogs, your choice. But dogs that could potentially cause some bodily damage, essential. Number 3, dirty bathrooms keep buyers from buying homes. Never underestimate the power of a truly filthy bathroom. Take everything out of the cupboards, everything out of the drawers, pile it on top of the sink and on the countertops. Just for a little extra frosting, feel free to take a tube of toothpaste and slowly dribble it on top of the items that you have placed. Another essential, in my opinion, is also leaving random body hair. Shavings, leg clippings, toenail clippings are also phenomenal for this job. Also, do not forget, leave your dirty clothes on the floor of the bathroom and maybe just slightly hose them down a little just to get that perfume going. And slightly squishy when you step on them, because that just is really what will drive a buyer crazy. So that was tip number 3. A truly filthy bathroom is an art form. Now, tip number 4. Buyers really hate homes that look like caves. So if you're wanting to keep people from enjoying their experience whatsoever, remove some light fixtures. Take the existing light fixtures bulbs out and replace them with maybe 40 or 60 watt. You don't want it bright enough that they can actually see into the corners of the room. Gives that little extra something as far as creating that overall spooky, unclean, anything could jump at you at any moment kind of feeling. So play on their primal fears and make sure that every hallway is lit as dimly as possible. You might also include a couple trip hazards, because those are always fun to kind of liven up the experience. Now, number 5, and this is very, very important. Clutter up your home dramatically. Stop throwing anything away. If you're really committed to not selling your home, this includes your trash. Have a spare bedroom or basement. Make that your own personal landfill. Potential buyers should ideally have to walk down the paths that are only left after the garbage has been pushed to the sides. And they shouldn't be able to enter any of the rooms unless it's considered an off-road situation. So remember, no more need to pay the garbage bill. Just stack it up in the basement or the spare bedroom. Even the master bedroom is not a bad idea, because Lord forbid we want them to have any sort of feeling of comfort anywhere in the home. Number 6. Now, this will work for some homes and not for others, But if you have a basement, turn it into a pit. This means shutting off the sump pumps. We want it soggy, dank, damp, that lovely yeasty smell. Now that smell can actually be creatively done by taking some raw bread dough, wadding it up into balls, and maybe leaving it in slightly damp areas around the basement. This just gives it that extra ambiance of mold, and a yeast infection would be probably the most likely thing to equate it to. So now, you can also leverage tip number 5 and also include the basement in your landfill achievement by leaving various bags of garbage down there as well. You know, and you can even leverage the pet factor and invite a few more of those stray animals to wander around the basement for a few days. So all of those things included: garbage, shutting off the sump pump, broad yeast balls, and maybe some animal feces will really, really, really give your new basement pit just that extra something. Number 7. Now, this can incorporate several areas of the home. You want to bring in or encourage and leave bugs. Nothing says welcome home like opening the door and seeing cockroaches, spiders, and ants scurry across the floor. Now this will primarily be achieved by leveraging number 5 and number 6, you know, the garbage pit, and leaving those items around. Cockroaches, are you kidding me? Leave a couple bags of garbage out, you are set. Now, spiders, you know, nothing says welcome home like walking down a stairwell and running your face into a spider web. I've seen more than one buyer client scream to their heart's content after experiencing this phenomenon. So definitely, bring the bugs in, invite them over. They're just outside the door and you know they're dying to get in. Number 8. Now, if you want to keep people out of your house altogether, a good way to try and block most of the buyers is destroying your curb appeal. Now, this can be very easily done. If you find that you've already filled up your spare rooms and your basement and possibly your master bedroom with garbage, an excellent place to store any overflow would be on the sides of the home, and perhaps a little bit on either side of the stairs leading into the home. It's storage space, it's nature, and in the process you may be able to help the surrounding wildlife by feeding the rats and birds. So remember, just toss it outside. If, you know, all you got left is your path running through the middle of the home, just toss it outside. You could even pop the window screens out of the bedrooms to make easier access for dropping it over. So, number 9, and this is also another outdoor item, growing things in your gutters. You know, there's nothing like trying to go green, such as in the Seattle area, by creating the rooftop gardens. Now, an easy and economical way to do this is to either add dirt or leave the dirt in your gutters and just sprinkle a few seeds. There you have a whole nother planting bed just right in your gutters. And if at all possible, make sure the gutters are so full of refuse, dirt, and plants that the water actually pours out of the gutter onto the front porch. You know, we're in Seattle, so we do have a little extra rain here and there. And having to dodge muddy bullets of rain while getting into a home and diving into a pile of garbage that someone has left there for you, priceless. Now, number 10. And this one is a special favorite of mine. These are some things that I have truly experienced myself while shopping for homes or leading buyers through homes. Whatever you do as a seller, don't leave when your home is being shown. Stay there while the buyers are viewing. Hover. Talk about all the things that you've been meaning to fix around the home that haven't quite got done yet. Talk about your favorite dog that died just right over there in the living room, and how much you love your home and you don't ever want to leave. And also don't forget, just mention that those stains really aren't a big deal over in that carpet, and it's a lovely bedroom. Now, there is a +1 to this list that kind of attaches itself to tip 10 and following the buyers around. If you don't even want them to get through the door and you just want to create that perfect impression when you first answer it, be sure to answer in your underwear or something similarly revealing and act very, very friendly. It doesn't hurt to have a little bit of dirt here and there as well. You know, unkempt, unbathed, wearing underwear or slightly torn and dirty lingerie, absolutely perfection. Now, for those of you that are overly concerned about selling your home and you just really, really, really don't want to do it, a good way, if those buyers just push their way through the door despite your dirty underwear and your lingerie, this is my final tip to you. Be sure to ask your drunk friend, mine happens to be Larry, to come on over the night before you know you have a showing, get completely obliterated drunk, and pass out naked in your guest bedroom. So those were my top 10 tips for never ever selling your home. Now, in the case that you actually would like to sell your home, I can offer some valuable advice as well. Feel free to contact me at jackiecliff.com. That's JACQUIECLIFF.com. Or you can reach me at 425-773-3149. I'm always here to help in any way I can.